Hello, I'm Rayla White Spreggins, founder of Assata's House, and welcome to Tending Our Gardens. This offering is part of our holistic postpartum support initiative for Black and Brown families in Philadelphia, funded by the Reinvestment Fund. We created it because parents deserve nourishment, not only food, but community guidance and care that honors the fullness of their being. What you're about to watch is an asynchronous workshop from our educational series. We kept these sessions real and grounded so they feel like being in the room with us. Wherever you're joining from, I invite you to arrive as you are. Take a breath, get comfortable, and let this be a moment of tending to your body, your spirit, and your postpartum journey. Thank you for allowing us to walk alongside you. We're glad you're here. Let's begin. Samirah Brogdon, they, is a mother of two, and she's currently in her postpartum period. An international board certified lactation consultant and full spectrum doula. She enjoys crocheting, reading, and spending time with family and friends. Samirah also works as a research associate, a role that complements her work supporting families through birth and postpartum. Her workshop is called Nurturing You Both. Often, when a baby is born, the birthing parent pours their energy into caring for their newborn and they may forget to care for themselves. Nurturing oneself while nurturing a baby is especially important when providing human milk. This session will explore the support needed during the lactation journey and strategies for self care while feeding a baby. Providing human milk is an incredible gift, but it can also be hard work, time consuming, and at times exhausting, but it is equally rewarding. This conversation centers on nourishing both parent and the baby.
Hello, my name is Samirah. I am a lactation consultant, um, and now a mother of two. My youngest is just shy of 5 months old. And today we're going to be talking about nurturing you both. So, in the fourth trimester, when you are discharged from the hospital and you are figuring out body feeding and feeding yourself, it can be extremely stressful and exhausting. I always say those first 3 weeks, like time just does not exist. It doesn't even exist. The baby has no idea what time is, so it doesn't even matter. Doesn't even count. So we're going to talk about what it looks like to support yourself, what kind of supports would be helpful to you in this moment, and just how you can find time to check in with your body while you're doing all the things to nurturing you both. So, the first thing that is super, super important is giving yourself grace. Body feeding is hard, making bottles is hard, pumping is hard, hand expressing is hard. Um, Giving your all to nourish your baby is hard. It is hard work. And it's often looked at on the positive side as just like this beautiful thing, and it is such a beautiful thing, and it's exhausting. It's also exhausting. So let's just take a second, take a few deep breaths, be kind to ourselves, say thank you that we are able to take care of our babies, and remember that we are powerful. Okay. So I'm going to start with if you are body feeding and what that should be like or what that can be like. The most important thing is to have like a good latch to make sure that you are not uncomfortable or in pain. I find that a lot of times when I'm supporting families, the birthing person or mom is just like, even if it hurts, it's okay as long as the baby is eating. And right there in that moment, it is all about the baby. And, you know, your autonomy is almost gone because everything is about feeding the baby. but it's important for you to be comfortable. It's important that you are not in pain. So making sure that your position is good and baby is aligned properly, um, making sure that you have as many pillows as required to bring the baby up to your body and you're not hunched over is going to be super, super important. If you have a support person who can bring you snacks throughout this journey, is also going to be really, really important. Okay. During the feeding journey, you are given everything. Everything that you have, all of your energy, you are burning calories, you are taking time and space and energy and all the things that you might not even have to make sure that you are feeding your baby. It is very important that you are also feeding yourself, giving yourself time and space and energy. If you have a baby that just does not want to be put down, you could do baby wearing. And then also sometimes babies cry, and that's okay. If you have to take a moment for yourself and put baby in the bassinet, or if you have a rocker, you just need to take a second to step away, that is okay because you have to take care of yourself as well as your baby. My baby is almost 5 months. We are right now exclusively breastfeeding. And he has a ton of sensitivities that I had no idea could exist. And so I am on an elimination diet, which means that I am free from all the major allergens, um, and even chocolate, even chocolate. And that's sad, because chocolate is delicious. But I've learned that like in me wanting to feed him, that is so easy to forget about myself, especially when I can't even eat most things. So I have learned that I need to take a moment, find things that I can have and like special treats and just have them for me. So if you like candy bars or if you want to sneak ice cream, whatever it is that you like that is going to bring you some joy, it is very important that you keep that around. It's very important that you keep that around. It's good for your body. It's good for you spiritually and emotionally and mentally and physically. I'm going to talk a little bit about the mental exhaustion that comes with feeding your baby. It's exhausting. And if things do not look perfect, then it's just a lot of mental strain on yourself. So give yourself grace. Every baby is different. And remember that you are doing all that you can. It's very important to remember that you are doing all that you can. So think good thoughts, think positive, and be honest. It's okay to say, I'm actually overwhelmed. Like, this is completely overwhelming. Or, hey, I did a really good job today. I did a really good job and I'm proud of myself. Both things are equally as important as the other. If you are able to, if you're not able to actually like exercise or stretch or like really get free of your baby and like take time to yourself while holding your baby, check in with yourself. So maybe you are wiggling your toes. Maybe that means flexing your muscles. Maybe it means stretching your fingers, rolling your neck, rolling your wrist, whatever you can do to put yourself back into your body and just check in and be present. I found that sometimes when I'm feeding the baby, I just kind of check out a little bit, kind of check out, and that's okay. But it's also okay for me to be like, let me be present in this moment and remember that I am here. I am not just feeding this baby. I am a whole person. And let me check in with my body and settle back into myself. I just want to add in staying hydrated is going to also be extremely important. Hydration regularly is super important, but when you are nursing a baby, it is extremely important. You are probably sweating because for some reason, like leaking milk is not enough. Now you have to sweat too. Please make sure that you have a ton of water or like tea, whatever it is that you like to drink to keep you hydrated. I personally have been having lots and lots of water and Sprite because I can't have nothing else that's fun. I can't have coffee either. So Sprite has been my go-to, my little treat, and it's amazing. I stay hydrated and I get something sweet. Okay. Okay. So some of the practices that I have gotten into to make sure that I am staying mentally sane is if I can, writing down things that I'm grateful for, um, being honest about my feelings and my experience. I absolutely love breastfeeding. I breastfed my first son for 3.5 years, no issues, no allergies, none of the fun stuff that I am dealing with now. So just taking notes to yourself and writing yourself little love notes. Also, it's a great idea to tell yourself how much you love yourself and how amazing you are for keeping this little person alive. That's magic. Let's take a moment and sit in how magical that is. I think that sometimes we forget and it just becomes about making sure that the baby eats and the schedule is this and all of these things. And we don't take a second to say, actually, this is pretty amazing. Thank you. And on the other end of that, as I was saying, if you feel overwhelmed, it is completely okay to voice out loud, not just to yourself, not just in your mind. Don't let the thoughts eat away at you. It is okay to say, this is overwhelming. I'm really exhausted. And I wish it was just a little bit easier. That's valid and it's okay, especially in the early days. The first 3 weeks are the hardest across the board, whether you've done it before or not. The first 3 weeks are the hardest. And this is coming from a very experienced uh, breastfeeder and a professional. The first 3 weeks across the board, the hardest, no matter what. So please, please, please give yourself grace. Okay. Another way to take care of your body physically is if you can take a moment to hop in the shower, do so because it'll make you feel brand new. And I know that like taking a shower with a baby like in the background crying is not the most relaxing thing, but being clean and just getting the sweat off your body, even if you just have to change your underwear, honestly, as a part of your self-care. Like you don't have time to get a full shower. If you can only maybe wash your face and brush your teeth and change your underwear, do that. And that's enough. It will be enough. And it's okay. It's okay if it doesn't look like a 10-minute shower. If you get to get in the shower and it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds, that's enough. And that's amazing. And it's an accomplishment, especially when you have one baby or multiple babies. You have other kids. You are back to work or you need to cook dinner. It's a win. 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the shower is a win. Okay. So remember that. And there's always going to be something to do around the house. Like no matter what, especially if you have other kids, because, they don't know. And it's not really their concern. They are there to just live their best lives. So they don't know. There's always going to be something to do. It's more important if you can give yourself a moment than doing anything else. And give yourself the space to not do anything else. It is okay to get a moment of free time where the baby is sleeping. Trust me, there are always going to be 10 things on the list to do. But if the baby is sleeping and you are able to sit and you don't want to do anything, that is okay. It's okay. It's okay to give yourself the grace to sit. You do not always have to be moving. As caretakers, as moms, we always want to move. It's in us to get things done and to check something off of a list. It's just in our nature. We always want to, but it's okay not to, and you don't always have to. It's okay. If you have family or friends who can come and support you, ask for help. Ask for help. There have been many times in this last 5 months, which I didn't do with my first son, but this time around, I asked for help. I asked for help. I asked for my parents to come and just for company or for somebody to hold the baby. If I needed to do something, like it is very nice to come and want to take care of my home. I've had like my friends come and they want to do things around the house, and I love that and I appreciate it. And if that is the kind of support that you need, ask for that and allow people to help. But it's also okay to be like, actually, I just need my two arms. I would like to have two arms free for a little bit. So could you just sit with the baby? Could you just free up my arms? That's valid too. So whatever kind of support that you need for you that is going to give you some peace, make you feel accomplished, and allow you to give yourself some grace, ask for help if you can. It's okay. It doesn't have to be a long time. People don't need to come and stay the night, but if they can come for any amount of time and you are okay with that, welcome people in. It's okay. Build a village. Use your village if they are there. Speaking of villages, there are a ton of support groups around the city, and a lot of them are virtual. I find that even virtual support is support and it helps. So if you don't want to go outside, if you don't have a means to go outside, but you are able to go online and join a virtual support group, that's always going to be really important. Or if you want to go outside and be around people, I know that traveling with a baby is not ideal. I know that carrying a diaper bag and a stroller and all of these things is not always easy, especially if you are like on public transportation or using Lyft, even if you're driving yourself, like lugging these things back and forth, they get heavy and it's a lot. So if you can get on a virtual support group, do that too, because that'll be really beneficial. And it's nice to talk to other people who might not have the exact same experience that you're having, but they're in the room. They're in the room and they can say, you know, well, I didn't have that exact thing happen, but this is my experience. And both of them really are exhausting, or both of them made me feel really good. Okay. Another thing that I have learned in this last 5 months is how much we don't really think about, I don't think we take the time to think about what it means to nourish a baby. It's almost like this thing that we have to do. So like we have our babies and then yes, you're going to breastfeed your baby, body feed your baby, and like it just is what you do. And so you don't take a step back and say, even if that is true, even if it is true, this is work. It takes effort, it takes time, it takes patience. Sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it's not pleasant. Sometimes you have to use the bathroom and the baby is latched, and either you're going to sit on the toilet with the baby attached or you're going to slip away or try to slip away the best that you can to get to the bathroom. All of those things go into how we are taking care of the baby, but also how we take care of ourselves and how we view the nursing relationship. In the beginning, when I first started my elimination diet, and I was just like cutting things like dairy and soy. Soy is in everything by different names. It is in everything. So you don't even think about it because it's not something you typically would have to think about. But dairy, soy, eggs, oats, those things, it felt like I was losing a bunch of stuff. And I was giving up all of these things and giving up myself to feed my baby, which, yes, I'm going to do. This is my choice. And there are formulas and like there are other options, but even those things have allergens in them. So it's not ideal for me. But even still, because this is just because I'm choosing this, and it might seem like the hard thing to choose, it doesn't change that it is hard, and it's valid that it's hard. But in those early months when I was first cutting things out of my diet, I really had to stop and think about how we move like machines and we don't take time to say, hey, I am giving up like most of my day to sit at a pump or to nurse the baby. There are a bunch of other things I could be doing. Like we know this, but I don't think that we actually give ourselves time to acknowledge that we give a lot and we pour our all into our babies, which is beautiful and it's wonderful and it's what we love to do and the name of being a parent and to in the name of being a mom. But I don't know that we take the time, like in recovery, to pour back into ourselves. We get through the first year and then they become toddlers and then we're trying to save them from themselves. But like at what point do we stop and we pour into ourselves and we think about the things that we are putting into our bodies? We will think about like, or at least I know that I'm like, okay, I know that if I eat this or I drink this, this is going to upset his stomach and I don't want that, so I'm not going to have that. But do we ever take the time to think about like when we are consuming things or doing things like this might not be great for me? We kind of just do what we have to do and we keep moving. And I found that thinking about that in the beginning of this journey and like taking a second to say, actually, this sucks. And I miss these things. Like I like tacos and stuff. I like cheese and I like ice cream. And I can't have those things. So like find alternates, but taking a moment to acknowledge those things out loud really made me realize that I had to give myself grace and acknowledge the work that I'm putting in to nourish this baby. And even if you don't have to cut anything out of your diet and everything is like smooth sailing, your time, your energy, your body, giving your body to your baby, it's a lot and it's hard work. And it's okay to say, this is my body and I'm doing this out of love. It's the best thing for my baby. This is my choice. All of those things, valid, but it's really important to say to yourself, like, this is hard sometimes, or this is rewarding. It is okay for it to be rewarding. So acknowledging where you are in your journey, whatever is true for you. Being able to sit in your space, be honest with yourself, be honest with your feelings is going to be really important to nurture you and your baby. Because no matter what, your baby's going to get what they need. You know that you're going to make sure of that. So it's very important that you get what you need, whether that is therapy, a support group in person or virtually, or just a friend to talk to, or taking a walk, or a shower that's 2 minutes long, or listening to music, or your favorite snack, or journaling, whatever that looks like for you. It's very important that you engage in that because you are given so much, even if it's a thankless job, even if you don't really think about it. It's just, baby's hungry. Mechanically, you can do this. You pick the baby up, put the baby to the breast, put the baby to your body, and you just go, and it's fine. And you don't even, it's not a second thought. Taking a second to step back into your body and realize all that you are giving and trying to pour back into yourself is very important. After I took a second to check in with myself and to be honest and say out loud, like, I'm hungry, I'm overwhelmed, I miss all these good foods, but my baby's healthy and I'm doing a good job. It stopped feeling like sacrifice. It does not feel like I'm losing things. It doesn't feel like I am giving up all of me with nothing for myself. I have not depleted myself. This is this amazing thing that I'm doing. It's my magic. And it's worth it. And it's hard sometimes, but I'm magical. And as long as I'm reminding myself that I'm magical and I'm treating myself like I'm magical, so I am sneaking my Sprites and I'm drinking all my water and finding whatever little snacks that I can have. And I'm checking in with my body if I'm wiggling my toes and I'm wiggling my fingers. It has helped this journey feel complete. And I'm not just giving up all of these things for the sake of feeding my baby. I'm being magical. Thank you all so much for listening to my journey. And I hope that it has been helpful to you in some way. I hope that you remember to give yourself grace, to give yourself patience, to be kind to yourself. Remember that you are magical and it's okay to be overwhelmed. It's okay to be honest, even if you feel like you shouldn't be. It's okay. It is okay to be you in this journey. Okay? So I appreciate you and remember to nurture you while you nurture your baby.